Hello and welcome to the Week 7 edition of the Monster Pod. Matt Brown, Steven Anders, alongside Ryan Noonan of 4for4.com. Houston Texans on the road at the Green Bay Packers. This one is actually very interesting because we have seen this go on and off of the key number of 3. And so, Ryan, we talk about line moves all the time. There's really only a couple that are significant, and this one being the most significant that there is. We've seen this go onto the 3, off of the 3, onto the 3, off of the 3. As we are recording this, there are expensive 2.5s and cheap 3s available out there in the market. So both still available. 47.5 is our total. Of course, Nico Collins will not be out there for the Texans. They still have Tank Dell. They still have Steph Diggs. So that is going on. We see Joe Mixon come back and actually make a dent for this offense. Did pretty well for them last week. And then the Packers, looks like Jordan Love is starting to become what we would consider to be normalized healthy in week 7 of the NFL. Nobody's completely healthy, but seems like he feels pretty good. Looks like he's a different guy than he was just a few weeks ago. Super, super, super interesting game. Maybe the hype bowl of 2024. What two teams got talked about more in the offseason than the Texans and the Packers?
I mean, I had both these teams in the Final Four, right? I had these teams losing in my Super Bowl predictions, losing in the conference championship games. I would love to see this fully healthy squads here. So for me, it's Packers under 3. There are a couple other injuries. Obviously, Nico Collins takes away the upside of the Texans offense. Again, they looked okay against the Patriots. This is not that. Not that the Packers are world beaters defensively. But I think, they can generate some pressure here and do some different things. There's some injuries in the back half of this Texans defense that I think are impactful as well. Jimmy Ward, safety, is going to be out. Kamari Lassiter, another one of the cornerbacks, is out here too. So you're rolling out some backups. The team that likes to push the ball vertically down the field. And the one thing that the Texans continue to do really well, they have elite edge rushers. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. can collapse the pocket. We saw the problems they created for Drake May last week. It's the one thing that the Packers have done really well consistently the last couple of years is they do a great job at preventing pressure, and Jordan Love does a great job at avoiding sack when he does get pressured. So he's going to be able to strike vertically here a couple of different times. I think they're going to be able to run the football a little bit too when they get into play action off of that as well. So I like the Packers. I think the game total at 47.5 over is a little interesting to me. We'd like to see it a little bit lower, see if we got some, anything that could drive it down to 46.5. Do see a 47 out there, so maybe there's some movement that continues to bet this game down a little bit. But Packers, for me, are a play under 3.
Steven, as you know, we did preseason content, and the Packers were one of those teams where I was neither in nor out. It was a wait and see for me because I'm like, you know what? We have 1 year of Jordan Love playing good. We have 1 year sample sizes of all kinds of guys playing good, and they're not able to replicate that as they come into, their second season. But so far, so good for him. And I think, as he's gotten healthier, maybe giving me a little bit more confidence in this Packers team as well. So I think I'm probably more of a buyer than a seller than I am on them. But hey, look, this is a Texan squad that we know is certainly competent at every level, and we'll see here on the road as field goal underdogs just exactly what they bring to the table. So what do you have here in this one?
I was pretty interested in betting the Texans at a +3 -115 this week, but I'm with Ryan. This injury report's really concerning with Houston. It's too many starters, in my opinion. It's just I can't get there. The handicap initially was the Packers have been pretty boom or bust. I don't have a ton of big takeaways from them beating up on the Cardinals last week, other than they do look better when they're fully assembled. I think that's obvious, but I don't think that's predictive against a Texans defense or a defense of this caliber moving forward. But we may not see that with all the injuries that Houston has. So I'll just note for the record that the Packers are 20th offensively by success rate. And even if you take the Malik Willis snaps out of there, Jordan Love is still 17th by success rate. So we'll see if that includes a week last week where they were one of the elite offenses in the league. So I want to see it a little bit more consistently, but they are contenders in the NFC North at this point with the injuries that the Lions have suffered on defense with Sam Darnold still at quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. But It may turn into a Packers bet here if I get a 2.5. I don't know if we'll get it though. So right now it's just making it clear that I am off that Texans +3.
Yeah, you got there are a couple expensive 2.5s out there in the market. So if you wanted to play them, I think that's perfectly fine. It would be the -122.5 for me, or pass on this with the Packers. Injury report plays into it, and honestly, I think I'm kind of coming around on the Packers here a little bit. Pretty well-rounded team and pretty well-rounded, certainly offense with all that. So I think I'm becoming a believer with this Packers squad. Guys, if you haven't done so already, upper right-hand corner of Lions.com is a free Discord. Go in, chat the games with everybody over there. And if you haven't visited 4for4 yet, you need to go in. Go ahead, sign up. It's worth the money. Everything that you are getting is going to make you better. And that's all we're trying to do here, is make you better, whether it be at fantasy, whether it be at betting, whether it be just at life in general. Live life like Steven. That's all. Just live life like Steven, and you are going to be a jolly, happy person out there for sure. For Ryan, for Steven, I'm Matt. Good luck on all your week 7 bets.